Hi everyone.
Hi.
We are the Unity podcast. I don't even remember her name fully. Unplugged? Is it Unplugged yet or no? Just the Unity podcast for now. Yep, that's what we're doing. I don't remember our name. This has been in the works for a long time and for reasons unknown to us.
There's like a force just pushing back against us. It took us like...
Yo, even today.
I know.
Like every single time we try to record,
there's some problem.
Something comes up.
Mm-hmm.
I say it's the enemy, but we'll just...
God
is greater. God is greater.
Amen.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh my.
But yeah, well, welcome to our essential get-togethers.
Yeah.
We talk about everything and anything we really feel like, or
Topics.
Topics. Things that we feel like. We have conversations all the time just on our own. Like on the phone, she's driving or I'm driving or we're both driving and it's like, hey, yo, so this happened.
On Bluetooth.
On Bluetooth, yeah. Legally. And safely. And we're always just like, yeah, yo, like, this was happened and this is what I got from this situation. And a lot of times we find ourselves, like, finding the same kind of message in different scenarios. And we're like, yo, this is so... And we start just going on rants and stuff. And like, this is such, like, a good topic to talk about. And then I'm saying over 2 years, this has happened.
Oh, 100%. I think you came to me. No, you called me and you're like, yo, we're doing a podcast. I'm like, all right, bet.
Like, you're like, okay, I'm along for the ride, I guess.
And then I think that was like COVID. Or just before COVID started.
Just before COVID. I think COVID just started because I remember going into Best Buy to get this mic because I'm like, I don't care. I was like, do you need it now? I'm like, yes. I'm doing it right away. How many years later?
Hey, you know what? At least you got it. You probably got it for a deal because inflation
Actually.
nowadays. So.
No, I do say it. Sorry, I'm spit. But yeah, for sure. I think everything's for a reason. I had money back then too, so. Yeah, I'm working
but now.
Now we will. Don't worry. It's all about mindset. All mindset.
Yeah. Perspective,
100%. That's everything.
That's literally been like our lesson, our message the last few months, actually.
It's crazy. Like, we catch ourselves all the time. Like, someone's like negative, like even just like as simple as like driving, and then like someone cuts you off and you're like, ah, da, da, da. And then someone, like, whoever it happens to is like, okay, you had your moment.
Yeah.
Remember, you don't know what they're going through. That could be you. They could be like, just let it pass. It's fine. Like, don't let it ruin your moment.
Like, it's not that deep.
It's not that deep. Absolutely.
It's really not. Once, like, you kind of zoom out of what seems so big in the moment, and then you look at it from, like, an outside perspective, you're like, hey, this is like 2 seconds of my life. Why am I going to be mad about it for the rest of the day? Why am I going to let it ruin the rest of the day for me?
Exactly. And you could have been having a great day.
Exactly.
And that little thing and you let it affect you. That's what it is. You let it affect you and let it ruin your day. Because then I feel like subconsciously you have an excuse.
Oh, yeah.
To be like, oh, yeah, you know, things were going great, but blah, 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 blah. And a lot of times it's like something else that happened. And you're like, yeah, it's almost like I find for myself, it's like a reason to complain.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Okay,
There's so many reasons to complain.
Like, you just need to find a reason to complain. That's me something like, blah, like, everyone's always kind of battling that, oh yeah, but this is what I went through. This is like, yeah, but mine's position's worse. Blah, blah, blah. But it's all perspective, like you said.
Yeah, it's very much perspective. So I guess this kind of brings us into the topic of like what we think success is, or what is success to us, because it can mean many different things for everyone. So my meaning of success isn't exactly your definition of success.
Exactly.
So do you want to start?
You can start it.
Why?
Out.
You want me to start?
You're ready. You know, you got this flow going on. You have a whole sermon written out. Mine are just like jot notes coming off straight from school.
So I want to kind of start with like
what's
Oxford
the question, though?
Definition of success.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
So the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, the good or bad outcome of an undertaking, which to me is crazy because it's good or bad. Usually we think of success as like only good. Like what comes out of it? You're successful because, oh, you made a business, like you make $1 million plus in your first year, like that's success. But no, it's also the failures that you've come across too. That's what makes you successful. It's the lessons that you learn in that process of working towards a goal that you want. It's not actually the goal.
100%. Sorry, let me just angle. I feel like you're angled to me and I'm not angled to you. I just want to talk to you.
Oh, shoot.
It's all good.
I'm a little too powerful.
I don't know. That's a good thing to have. Anyways, no, honestly, from what you were saying, like you said, you were focusing on like success is kind of like you gauge it by your own failure, like how you deal with that. And for me, like when my nose are on,
let's hear it.
So like essentially, success to me, what it looks like is trying my hardest. And shout out to Laycon, who's like like I always talk with him like a lot of deep stuff. He's like a classmate. I'm talking so much.
Maybe you should start off with like, hey, you're in college, you're studying. Just by the way.
Yeah, so I'm in college and just doing like a creative writing and publishing program, which is sick. Met a lot of great people. One of these people. I turned off the audio because it was giving feedback.
No, because mine looks like so loud here.
Yeah, because you were talking.
But look, you're talking too.
Now I'm talking.
But it still doesn't look as big as that was looking like.
Oh.
Hello? See?
We could always lower it.
Hello? I don't know. It's fine.
Get it closer?
Hello.
Speak louder. Let me spit you.
Okay, sorry. So, yeah, let's maybe like do a little introduction.
Yeah,
like
that would be good. Yeah. So I'm in. Oh, my name.
Your name.
Yeah, my name. Shit. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Yeah, my name is Constanza. I go by Connie. Recently, people have been calling me CJ or C, which is kind of cool. I'm like, I'm a letter now. Great. Just because it's like so long that we were playing volleyball. They're like, yeah, C. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Yeah. Just fun and all. But yeah, I'm in college, creative writing and publishing. Great program. But yeah, that's kind of my vibe right now. What are you up to?
I don't even know what I'm up to half the time. I'm just living, trying to breathe. But I'm Deja. You can't get any shorter than that.
Yeah, you could.
Dej. You take off the A.
Yo, D. No, we're not doing that.
No. All right, Deja.
Deja. Yeah. So my mom calls her Deja.
And I'm a realtor, so that world is a different world, but it's fun. No day's the same. No client's the same. So, yeah.
All fun and games, just trying to be successful out here. And our definition of success. Yeah, but kind of just to go back on what we were talking about. Like for me, he actually, so like on this dude, he's sick guy. He asked me, because we had someone come in, Daniel, I don't remember, it was a playwright, and honestly, I'm not much of a playwright person, but I loved how he constructed his plays, because we had to read them for the class. It was a drama class. I loved how he made them. It's just such a good story, like impactful and everything. I think I asked him, like, how do you feel now that you're like successful to a certain degree, because he got a lot of degrees. I think Daniel Yang, I think his name, I can't remember, don't quote me on that. But it was carried away by the crest of a wave, I think it was. Oh my goodness, if I'm butchering this,
you know what, I wouldn't even know the difference.
Honestly,
so, like,
it's fine. That's what it is. That's what we're gonna go with. But yeah, so, and then I think I asked him that, and the guy's like, yeah, no, I'm not successful by any means. Like, I'm still working. Like, he was super humble and super, like, I don't think he saw his success. Because, like, I feel like when you're in it, you don't see what you've accomplished because you're just trying to get through. Oh, yeah. And it's like, you don't really see anything. So when someone else asks you, you're like, what do you mean? I have so much work to do. Yeah. Like, things are still needing to get done. And so then after that, we had a conversation. He asked me, he's like, what's your like view of success? And it took me a second, but it came to me.
Yeah.
Because I had like a volleyball tournament like a week ago, and I was so upset. And I'm like, why am I upset? And then I realized it was because I feel that I did not do my best.
Yeah.
So I was like genuinely upset because I'm like, why am I upset? I'm playing bad, blah, blah, blah. But then people always, like, my coaches were telling me, they're like, you know, like when you jump, like fully go into it. Like don't just do a little tip, don't just do it. No, like go hit the ball, even if it like you get blocked, hit it again. And like I recognize that myself, I'm like super afraid of just failure, like most people are. And I was like, no, I'm healed, I'm good, you know, I got this. Confident shot to the ground. And then like imposter syndrome came in and everything. So I think that was huge. So I analyzed it and I'm like, what does that like mean for me? And then when we had this question, like, what does success look like to you? I'm like, to try my best. Because if I do my best, then I'm good. Like I can genuinely go into a like anything right now and be like, oh, if I tried my hardest, I won. I could have lost the game, but I did my best. And I'm like, you know what? I got to work on this, and this. And like everything's like a journey. So it's fun to see what you can like improve on or work on and everything in life.
I have something to touch on, like the try my best line. That's what my parents used to always say to me, is like, as long as you tried your best in school, like we're okay. Like if you failed the test, as long as you tried your best, is great. So it came to a point where like I would use that to motivate me, but then after a while I used it as an excuse because I wasn't applying myself. But in that moment I was, but leading up to that I wasn't. Where it's like, oh, but I tried my best though.
It's an excuse.
Yeah. And
like,
then
exactly,
you can use it to either motivate you in some ways, or you can use it as an excuse. It 100%. Really depends on your perspective. In a way.
Everything's leading back.
Everything's leading
Word
back.
of the day.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, like I have a note here. It says like genuinely from my heart. And that's like, if you didn't do your best, it's not from your best from your heart, from like genuinely your ability to do anything. And even if you fail, like if you fall, like you can fail if you do your best and you understand that you did the best of your ability. When you fail in that scenario, like it just wasn't for me. I just need to work to be the best. Do my best and be the best. And you still have to work for that. And I think that's fun. I'm like, yo, imagine I feel like when you have everything from the beginning, it's like everyone knows, like you take it for granted and it's just, you don't see it. But when you work towards something, it's so much more valuable.
Oh, 110%. 110%. Like for me, success doesn't really mean like financial stability. Just financial stability. It would be nice. I'm not gonna lie.
It would be nice.
But like I think it's financial stability, emotional stability, physical stability, mental stability. Because like if you're not right mentally, it just ruins everything.
It's so hard to just stand back up because you're just not there mentally.
Exactly. So I feel like during the process of working towards your goals to whatever you view as success, the lessons that you learn, the growth that you make in that process to be a better version of yourself, that is the most successful part. It's not about the goal. It's not about the money. It's not about the end results. It's about the journey. The journey is the success.
100%. Because
that's where the memories come from. That's where like, oh, I remember when I did this and I failed. Let me tweak it. Or how do I say it? Constructive criticism in a way. Where it's like you'll take the good from the bad, but you're constantly pulling the good.
Like everything is an experience, right? That's what we say all the time. Like everything, like you could be going through the worst situation, but you think about it and like, I'm not sure, like we always see it as like when we talk to each other, we're like, what do you need to learn right now? What is God trying to teach you? What is like, and then whatever you're most frustrated about, what does that mean? Like, is it patience? Exactly. Do you need to learn patience? Do you need to learn how to deal with people? If you don't like to deal with people and you're put into a social situation, forces you to learn how to articulate yourself, how to manage like people. And these are all life skills that you can get from anywhere and then use to your ability. And they all add to your experience and to you as a person, and enriches you, makes you just...
It builds your character.
Builds your character, that's what it is.
And like that, to have a great character is successful.
100%.
Because that's what draws you to people. That's what draws good things to you as well, because your heart is in the right place. Because sometimes we think our heart's in the right place, but it's really our ego
100%
that's leading us. Because we're like, no, we gotta prove that I'm right.
Yeah.
And it's coming from the goodness of my heart. No, it's not. I just want to see that I'm right.
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of like, well, I think we had a conversation before, like a gift.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not truly, if you don't, I think I said this to someone at work one time, and I was like, here you go, like, whatever, have it. And he's like, oh, thank you, like, I'll get you back. I'm like, no, this is a gift. Like, it wouldn't be a gift if I didn't expect anything back, and I don't. And I think I learned that from you. In a way, I'm sure I did, because like you're very like you and your family, you're very giving, and you're very like, oh my gosh, like have it and whatever. And it's like in a way it's like, oh, I'll get you back. You're like, no, it's fine. And a lot of times it's like I kind of understood that as like, oh, when you're giving a gift, you can't say no to a gift.
Yeah. And there's no strings attached. Like
that's what it is. No strings attached.
No expectations. It's just, I'm giving this to you because, hey, I thought about you. Or, hey, I noticed that you like this, so here you go.
Yeah.
I know you would never buy it for yourself.
Exactly.
It's in a way like letting the other person know that I acknowledge you and I love you when I got the money too.
You know, even when you don't, sometimes you don't, you still get it.
Yeah.
And the last $2 in my bank account.
But it means the world to someone just to be like, hey, oh my gosh, this person actually cares for me. Like, they went out of their way to actually give it to me. That's the meaning of a gift. I hate when people say, hey, I got this for you, but it's just out of convenience because I didn't want it.
Yeah.
So, oh, I'm gifting it to you. No, you're not gifting it. Oh, if you would like this, feel free to take it.
Exactly.
But it's not a gift because the intention
is different.
Yeah.
It's the intention and the communication, how you say it. Like, if it isn't like my leftovers to my brother all the time, like I feel bad literally saying, here, I got this for you, and it's like there's a bite out of it. Yeah. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. No. So I always tell him, I'm like, hey, so this is just so you know, these are leftovers. Like, it's just a little bit, but do you want it? And one time I think he didn't hear me properly. Yeah. So he came downstairs and I was dropping it off. And then, because I had to go after, and then he was like about to go into the building, and then he opens it and he sees this literally 2 pieces of toast and a few potatoes, and he looks back, and I'm like, I told you it wasn't like it wasn't nothing. Like, bro, what did you expect? He was so upset. I'm like, I told you it was leftovers. It's not. And then I felt bad. I'm like, I should have got him something, but I'm like, it's okay, you're fine. Do you want me to introduce the other kind of sub question we have? Okay. So what has changed your perspective on success over time?
What has changed?
Especially now that we're closer to the frontal lobe.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. The frontal lobe fully developing, that is a thing. I was skeptical.
100%. Yeah. It's the whole, in case you don't know, it's the thing that says at 25, you're like your frontal lobe develops, so you make more.
As a woman,
I was convinced that woman was younger and that men was 25, but no, I think
men is older. Like, just sometimes talking to some guys, it's
just like, really?
I think, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's a little bit questioning. Well, that's for anyone. Yeah, but. Sometimes.
Personalities.
Yeah, personalities.
It might not be their frontal lobe.
Yeah.
But
there's a thing that's supposedly, I haven't done my research, so I can't say scientifically. I think it is, but I don't know.
I saw it on TikTok. I'm gonna be honest with
you. Instagram, because I don't have TikTok. The filtered version of TikTok. But yeah, no, it's... I honestly, it's real. Yeah. I feel like it's real, at least, because certain things
110% it's
just
real.
Click way different than before.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
And it could be changes. Like a drastic click, like 2 months ago, I wouldn't be thinking like this.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, I was just like, no, like, oh my goodness, this problem is really not that big. Or what's the worst that could happen? Someone tells me no.
No, my dad used to tell me that all the time. Whenever he said, what's the worst they can say no? And I'm like, yes, that is so bad. And what do you mean?
It's the end of the world.
I can't stand failure. And now I'm such at the point, like, exactly that. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the worst they can say no? And then you just move on with your life. Exactly. It's not that deep.
Yeah, but like back then, yeah, it was that deep.
Because I feel like our world was just so small, mm-hmm. and the mentality.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, we didn't have perspective on other things. It was literally just that. Like, it was do or die. Like, if we... what's a good example? I don't know. Like schoolwork. Like, grades, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's all we knew because we didn't know the outside world. So, like, if we didn't pass, it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Like, I have to do summer school, whatever. And then as you go through it, you learn. You're like, no. Nothing bad happened. Like, even if it did happen, you got through it. You're alive. You're fine. Just go through it and then continue forward. Mm-hmm. You're good.
It's really not that deep.
It really isn't that deep.
I think for me, what's changed my perspective on success is, like, I always thought being successful was like walking into a store and being able to buy anything that you wanted. Been there, done that. You don't feel successful. Well, for me at least, it's just like, well, what else? Like, what more can I do? I want to, like, it's deeper than just financial gain. And for me, it's like inspiring other people and be like, hey, oh my goodness, you're doing so great. What can I learn from you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I think it's learning, actually. The constant want to evolve and to learn and to know and to more.
To add to your kind of like, not your palette, but your
knowledge.
Add to your toolbox, I guess we'll say.
To expand,
yeah. Like, if you want to do learn, even if it's just as simple as a skill. Learn something you didn't do before. Like, we want to try doing furniture, like cleaning, restoration, and then like putting design or like painting and everything. Like, something as simple as that. Like,
trying new hobbies.
I don't think we would have thought about any of them. Like, what are you talking about? None of that. We were like so different. We're like artsy fartsy.
Oh yeah.
But I
thought we were the shit. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah. It's okay. But anyways, yeah. I think what I have here is like, same thing as you. Like, what I thought previously was like visual things. So things that you could see, that others could see. Yeah. Would be like the idea of success. But now I think it's a lot more internally, like the whole failure thing. What can I feel? If I can feel good about myself when I wake up and then just like do what I want to do. Yeah. Fulfill this vessel. Yeah. This soul. Like, for me, it's creating. I always have like so many ideas to like stories to create, like narratives, like I want to, like, shows sometimes come into my head, or like whatever, art, like a variety of things. Like, I want to create things. Yeah. And if I don't create that, if I don't make it, I feel like sometimes like I can't breathe. It's like I need to do it, because like when I was working before, I used to work in landscaping. Like, it's great and all. Like, I love it how you're outside and everything, but for me, like, I was always thinking, like, I would go through there and then some little thing would happen on the street and I'd be like, oh my God, what if it was like a story of like a girl meets a guy this way, they're on the train, or like something happens, and my just spiraling daydreaming. But then I'm like, I have like the urge to want to do it. But yeah, just the feel to need to create, and I guess in turn to inspire. But I think for me it's slightly different, where it's like a little bit more selfish. Yeah. Whereas like, I just need to get this out.
I don't think it's selfish. It's like, let me share this gift that I have with you. Like, there's probably other people out there that's like, oh my goodness, I'm too scared to do it. And then they see you do it and they're like, oh, okay, maybe I can do it. Like, she's out here doing it. Let me give it a shot.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess.
So in a way,
I wouldn't, honestly, that'd be like a bonus that I wouldn't like. I don't want to expect it. Yeah. But if someone came up to me and said that, I'd be like, oh my God, really? So that was kind of like where I stand on that stance.
One thing that I did write down is, like, I wrote, if you were to ask me a year ago what success meant to me, I would say being able to be or do anything without restriction, mainly financially. Yet success is so much more than that, because it could come in the form of having a family, a career, time, joy, peace. But those things to you that might not seem as big, to someone else, it might feel like their defeat. Where, like, I think about family. Oh, some people are very blessed to be able to conceive very easily.
Yeah.
But there's another person out there that can only dream of having a family, but are struggling to. So it's like the little things that we take for granted, where it's like, no, this is what it means to be successful, is to be grateful for what you have.
Yes.
And once you're grateful for what you have, you're able to expand and get more. Because people can have anything in the world.
Yeah.
You could have the whole world if you wanted to. But if they're not grateful for what they have, they'll never be happy.
For sure, yeah.
And what's the point of having everything if you're not happy?
If you're not happy. 100%, yeah. I agree with that tenfold. Yeah. Like, especially, I don't know about you, but, like, I went through a period where I thought, like, I remember I was talking with my little brother, and he was like, we were talking about, like, career stuff, like, oh, what's your ideal? What would you like to do? Essentially, like, when you're older, but, like, I'm like, oh, like, I'd like to, at that point, I was like, oh, I'd like to be an artist of this and that. And he looks at me straight face, not kidding, straight up just going, why don't you do it then? Yeah. I'm like, no, I can't. I have bills, you know, I have to, because I was still working at the landscaping. And then he's like, I don't get it. Like, he genuinely did not comprehend. Yeah. I was like, yeah, but no, I can't, you know, I have to actually do, like, I have to get a real job. And then I realized, like, and we kind of fought after there, just because, like, we weren't understanding each other. And that would, a lot of times it would be the conversations we would have. Yeah. And we just wouldn't understand each other. And then we're like, and I'd be like, why? I want a relationship with my brother. Like, what's going on? So I genuinely listened to him. And, like, I was like, what if I, like, it started off, I think that's where I think my, like, growth eventually, like, started off, was, like, from him, and him being like, just me being like, what if I actually listen? What if he's right? Yeah. What if he has a point? So I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, this is all, like, not like excuses. It's all excuses 100%. And just it was crazy. In a moment, I, like, my mind just, like, opened up.
It was like a light went off.
Wow. Like, this is crazy how, like, we're limiting ourselves to think that we can't have what we want. Exactly. When literally if you want it, you go to, like, the logic of it. You're hungry, you go get food, you eat, you're satisfied. You're craving something, you go and you get it. Literally, it's as simple as that. And I see, like, your brother as well doing that.
Oh yeah, my brother.
And just preaching that, and I love it because it's so inspiring, and it's so, like, 100%. Yeah, just go for what you want. Be happy. Why can't you be happy?
Exactly. I think growing up as a child, you have, like, this innocence where it's like, I can be anything I want. I'm capable of doing it, achieving anything. You don't have limitations on yourself. But as you get older and the world starts infesting you in a way,
infiltrating.
Yeah, it kind of makes you start to put these limits, these walls up. Where it's like, well, I can't do that. Maybe a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. Like, that's not for me. Who am I to think that I can do that?
Exactly.
It's like, no, I'm just going to go get my 9 to 5 and that's all I can do for me.
That's what, but, like, there's nothing
wrong with that.
If you genuinely want that. But, like, I think it's a difference if, like, you're dying inside and you're like, this is not what I want. If you genuinely can do that, and there's people that can, and that's what they're like, I can't be in your position. Like, that's so much responsibility. That was me for a little bit still. I was like, oh my gosh, like, so much responsibility to be like a company owner and stuff. After a certain point, though, I was like, no, like, Like, I want to start something for
Yeah.
myself, like have something that representing and stuff.
There's like
But
a
yeah.
fire inside you that's like, hey, what if I could achieve more?
Exactly.
Like, I want more. I know what I want. How do I get there?
Exactly. It starts with the what if.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very dangerous thing. The what ifs to
Very.
anything. What if I take this seriously? What if I try my hardest? What if we just start the podcast?
Yeah.
What if we do this, right? Like, everything.
It depends on the what ifs you're willing to entertain, because you could be like, what if I fail?
Exactly.
What if I fall on my face and everybody laughs at me? It stops you. The fear literally makes you freeze up and you're like, I don't want to try, because if I fail in front of people, they're going to say something. It's just like, but it could just be you.
Sometimes it is that. It's
Sorry
the,
if you can hear that. It's my dog.
Yeah, Toby. But yeah, no, it's like that little, the enemy. The enemy.
I know.
Attacking just inside, just doing a little, like, the angel and demon on their shoulder. Just, but what if you fail? And then honestly, it's like, what if you fail? And what? What if you do fail? But what if you succeed? It's not that deep. You just get back up, and I think that's what you can measure in success. Yeah. How many times, if you have failed, have you failed and gotten back up? Because everyone can fail and stay at the bottom. But it takes, like, a lot of strength and, like, knowing yourself and just believing yourself, having faith. To just be able to come back up and be like, okay, end this, or just to learn from your surroundings.
110%.
And just like, because just to look around and be like, okay, maybe that didn't work. How can I do it? Or that works. I'm following that model. Or let me tweak it for what I think. And sometimes it's just going with your gut.
What work for you? Because sometimes what works for other people doesn't exactly fit the bill for you.
Exactly.
And it's okay that it doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah. The world is, there's so many different people. There's so many different lives. So many different options. So, like, the variety that we have in this world is crazy. And there's no reason everyone needs to fit one lifestyle. Like, you can literally do, if you're happy, I know people that, like, do, like, work in the city, do gardening from, like, not 9 to 5, but like 6 a.m. to 2. Yeah. Like, because that's like the timing. And then after work, they do have their own business. And then they do works after. They have their clients. And then once they're set, they're like, yeah, I have my clientele. I have my job. I'm sturdy. I'm happy. I have my weekends, my cottage. I'm like, that's great. Like, just be happy. Yeah. If that is what you want to go for, just have that. Build your life.
Exactly.
And then you have your family time on the side. It's a dream. It's a dream.
That's the goal.
That's perfect. But we shall go on to the next, because we can always rant.
110%. You can rant for hours.
I know. Just one thing leads to another. Do you want to lead us into the next question? Do you know?
What do you want? Which one?
I'll just do it. I think so. What is the purpose that motivates your success? So I think we already talked about that. Like,
yeah, we touched on it a little bit.
For you mentioned, like, because I said creating. That's like my.
For me, it's like not inspiring, like intentionally going out there and be like, I want to inspire people. Like, it's not that, but it's growing so much as a person that whoever was in the same position as you before that growth, they'll look at you and they'll be like, hey, I want what they have. Like, for me, when I was younger, even now sometimes, like, I'll listen to, like, Bethel worship music, and, like, I'll look at all the worship leaders and I'm like, I don't know what they are doing, but, like, I want what they have. Like, they just seem so peaceful, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they talk. Like, I want what they have. And, like, they would, like, really hound in on their relationship with Jesus and, like, grow within that relationship. So it's like, that was like my motivating thing. It's like, I don't know what they got, but like, show me how to get like you. And so it's just like wanting that self-growth, like to be that person that I always wanted to have, to be there for me in a way. So I guess it's kind of selfish too in a way for me.
But honestly, I think like they say always like water your own grass first before you go and start looking around. That's not the saying at all. What is the saying? There are no ways to water your own grass. Wait, hey, that is not the saying.
A new quote by Constanza.
Water your own grass. I think we're off the landscaping thing. But you know how the grass is always greener, but then like no, grass is greener where you water it.
Hey, you know what? I got what you were saying though. Like I
could have gone on and you would have been like, yeah.
I get it.
I get it 100%. But yeah, go water your own grass.
It's wherever you decide to put your time, your effort, your care into. That's where you're going to reap the harvest. Mm-hmm. If you're freaking scattered everywhere and you're doing like a little bit of watering here, mm-hmm. I'm throwing a little bit of seeds over here. Yeah. Oh, you got a little bit of sunlight on this other side. Nothing really has a chance to develop, to grow. You have to start. Yeah, you have to start in one spot, and once you're done there, then you move up and up. Mm-hmm. Where... I don't know where I was going with that.
No, it's all good. Water your own grass.
Yeah, just water your own
grass. Keeping that one. But yeah, that was kind of like the purpose. Oh, because you're saying how you felt it was selfish, but like you do need to nurture your own. Water your own grass. That makes no. But okay, fair enough. I think there is a saying. I just can't remember it for the life of me right now. But it's kind of like you have to nurture yourself before you can give nurturing to others.
You have to fill your cup before you fill others.
That one. That's the one.
Because like if you keep pouring yourself into other people and you never take the time to refill your cup, at one point there's going to be nothing left to pour out.
Exactly.
And then when there's nothing left, that's when you get frustrated. That's when you get angry. That's when you get mean.
The peace leaves you.
And nobody wants to be around you. They're like, I don't know what she has, but I don't want to be around her.
Exactly. Instead of being like, I want what they have.
Yeah.
Or what like that person has, that peace. Or just when they're around you to be like, I'm just so... Someone told me that one time, like actually at work, to like just... When you were... Knowing you were right beside me, bless her soul. She's like, I was just so calm and peaceful. It's like, you just have a calm energy. I'm like, no one's ever said that about me before. Thank you so much. That's what I'm working towards, like to be able to walk into a room and be like, wow,
be that light. Exactly. In a way where it's like you don't notice that you're a light, but like just people are drawn to you. Mm-hmm. Like it's kind of going back to that topic of like, hey, they got something special. Mm-hmm. I want to just be around them. Like, I want what they have.
Exactly.
And it's not in, like...
It's not like a take. Like, no. Give me, like, selfishly. It's like, no. Teach me how you got to that point.
Yeah, like, teach me how you got to be so peaceful. Teach me how you got to be so loving, so full of joy. Like, how? Because right now, I'm dealing with bitterness and jealousy, and I'm just everything but that.
Exactly.
And nobody wants to be around me. Because we all have our moments.
Yeah, honestly, like, fair enough. Like, it's the way life is, and I think it's our job to take these situations and be like, well, what can I learn from it? Exactly. Again, experiences and perspective. Going back to that, I might just name this one perspective. Perspective on success. I'm gonna write it down actually.
But yeah, I just. Like, nobody else is in charge of your happiness but you. Like, you are in charge of your own happiness. To place your happiness in someone else is...
It's not sustainable.
No, it's...
No.
Like...
Because I feel like it only...
Leads to expectations.
And it may be, like... numbs you for a bit because you don't have to deal with it because this other person will take care of you, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, they got it. I'll go to them because they just make me happy.
Exactly. Instead of learning how to
do it yourself.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to be around someone to be happy. Mm-hmm. Like, you could be happy just sitting by yourself or reading a book. Mm-hmm. Like, just be content at where you are. And with who you are.
As a person. Because if you can't even stand yourself, do you think other people will stand you?
Exactly.
Like, no.
Exactly.
The only reason they like, stand you probably is, like, because they know who you are deep inside. They're like, I'm just waiting for you to come back, you know?
And I think that kind of rolls into, like, what represents purpose for me. It's having faith. It's going with the flow of your actual destiny. Mm-hmm. It's like there's that grace when you know you're going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. And that's what people want to like start hopping onto. It's like, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. Like
things just start clicking. Like, I don't know about you, but like, I think we've talked about when certain things just start flowing and things happen. Exactly. And you're like kind of scared because like, oh my goodness, this and that and that. And like, it all just flows in. And then that, I feel like that's the security that you feel like I'm going on the right path for me. Yeah. Like right now, this is it. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of keep on with the flow and you keep going and you just receive it. You're open to receive.
And it doesn't matter how scary it feels. Because you're like, no, it's good. Like, God's got me. Yeah. Like, oh, why do I got to worry about it?
Exactly. Like, why? Yeah. Why would you worry? Like, if you're literally... Like, what does worrying give you? Give anxiety and anxious. Like, I know you can't control it. Like, sometimes. Like, anyone.
But you can choose what thoughts you want to entertain.
Amen.
And if you choose the anxious thoughts, the stressful thoughts, you're going to sit there and at some point, I know it from personal experience, it will physically make you sick. And if you hold in all that negativity...
Oh, it physically affects you 100%.
It physically affects you.
Yeah.
So you have to learn to kind of let go of that piece by piece. I know it's not easy. I'm not saying by any means I'm an expert at it. That is not it. I'm very far from that. But choose the thoughts that you want to entertain and try to change your perspective. Even if you want to be mad in the moment, be mad. Mm-hmm. But don't hold on to it. Because once you hold on to it, it
festers and it turns into something that eats away at you like parasites. Mm-hmm. And then the thing is, if you don't...
Sorry, I was thinking about the TikTok.
Which one?
It's like, I want sugar, but the parasites inside me.
One. Honestly, fact. Yo, when you're angry and you just want to be angry and then you choose peace, you're like, why do I have to choose peace? Yeah. I want violence right now. Yeah, I guess like that. But 100%, like, it's just needing to choose what you said, like, choose your battles, you said.
Choose the thoughts.
Choose the thoughts that you want to entertain.
Yeah.
Because, like, and it's same with life. Like, choose a path you want to go into. Mm-hmm. Everything is your choice. And something that I think I clicked with a little bit before, and you then later on, you're like, why do I have to be like this? Like, why do I have to choose to be like this? Was that we have the power of choice.
Yeah.
And choice is huge.
Free will. We have
free will. Exactly. Free will. You could literally choose to be angry, choose to live the life you live, or choose to not be angry, to be a peaceful person, work towards that.
Make changes.
Make changes to your life. If you're not happy with what you're doing, if you don't want to be this person, why are you this person? Because of this and this and that. Okay, let go of these things.
Exactly.
It's as simple. Obviously, like, it takes time to genuinely get that programming out of you, because, like, sometimes you're just so into it.
Yeah.
But even just thinking about it, and it just, like, when something happens, and then even if you have someone accountable, be like, okay, you're angry, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let it pass. It's okay. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna, move on. We're gonna choose to be happy. Okay, exactly. Let it go.
But at the same time, as the person that keeps you accountable also allows you to feel those feelings, because once you bottle them up, there's gonna get to a point where that bottle doesn't got any more room for anything else. Even one little complaint, like,
sets you off.
And then that poor person that is there at that time is gonna be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like, what did I do? Yeah. And then it's not them.
It's not them. Like, it genuinely isn't them. It's you.
Mm-hmm. And it's always the people closest to you, too.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, what did I do? And you're like, I don't know what you did. Blah, blah, blah. And you're just running off.
And then they'll look at you and be like, I don't know, next time, just stay away.
Stay away. Like, maybe I won't chill with you anymore.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Maybe you need some space, or maybe some therapy and Jesus.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe we need some Jesus.
Like,
you need some help, girl.
Yeah, wherever you want to call it from, but be careful from the help that you choose to.
As well. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because
100%.
some people, if they're not happy and they see you happy, they're like, they'll bring you down with you.
Yeah.
What is it called? Misery always loves company.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
And that is so true.
And it's so easy, even just being around when you find like you're in a peaceful place, and then just being around people that bring you down. Like that happened to me at work a few times, and it's just like their perspective is so negative. Like poor me,
dark.
blah blah this and this, and like this happened to me and this and that. And I'm like, okay, that happened to you. It's fine. Like my perspective is always someone went through worse and came out way better. Like, and then I think about that, and then it's like, how did they look at the situation? They're like, I don't want to have that, so I'm gonna move towards a position where I don't have to face all this darkness and all of that, right? So it's like, even just being near someone like that affects you physically.
Oh yeah.
And you feel it, and then you start, that caught me like at school sometimes when someone like complain about a teacher and stuff, and I usually don't care, because I'm just like, okay, whatever, there's nothing I can do. Realistically, there's not much you can do. And then, like, they start complaining, and I started complaining, too. And I didn't realize it. And then I'm like, why is this happening? Like, I don't even want to do the assignments. Like, and when I can't do the assignments, that's something I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I always somehow find a way to, like, to figure it out and stuff. And I'm like, why do I not want to do them? And I talked to my mom. And then I told her, I'm like, I'm letting this negativity get to me.
Change me
To allow it to change me. And I'm like, no. After there, like, I cut it off, and I'm like, this teacher might not be doing the best, but like,
they're doing the best they can.
They can, in
the life that they have.
Exactly. And then, like, sometimes even to be able to, like, hey, kind of like nudge them in a different direction. Like, you're doing this great. Thank you so much. Oh, what about this? Or ask questions. You could lead in a, like, nurturing manner that people will receive it. Instead of being like, oh, you're such a horrible person. You're teaching so bad. Like,
ask the right questions, you get the right answers. 100%. Ask the wrong questions, you won't get the answers you're looking for.
Absolutely not. I want to know, they won't hear it.
No, because just like communication with any kind of relationship that you have, whether it's with your partner or a parent or a sibling or a friend, you can have as much communication as you want, but if that understanding, that comprehension is not happening, you're talking till your face is blue. Exactly. And nothing that you're saying is getting taken in at all.
Especially, like, the way that you say things. Yeah. If you're yelling at someone, like, especially, like, a kid. Yeah. Like, sometimes they do need to, like, they need a little bit firmness. But, like, especially, like, if you think about teenagers and stuff, like, when I was a teenager, and like my mom was like, go do the dishes, you're already doing the dishes. Like, I'm not doing the dishes no more. I was already doing it. Oh my goodness, on my heart. And you tell me I don't want to do it anymore, because you told me to do it.
I don't want to.
And it's like, you need to do the dishes, right? Not like, hey baby, could you do the dishes? Like, I'm really tired. And then when
the approach is 100%. Everything for me. The approach is everything for me. You come at me, just know I'm gonna give you back the same energy you given me. Maybe that's a daily thing. I was gonna say, a daily woman thing. Your aunt sent us the other day. She's like, yo, you come back at the same attitude. You come back with a bad attitude, I'll come back with the same attitude you. And she's like, I came here with a great attitude. I don't understand why you had to come at me like that. Because you really didn't. I was just having a conversation. But now you're defensive, I'm defensive. It's getting nowhere. Yeah. And you're like, yo, I don't mind wasting time, because we're not going to get anywhere at this point. Yeah. That's so funny. I love that. But I think that's just the way. It's not the right way to go. I'm not justifying it.
No, but I think people should take that into consideration. Yeah. Like, to have that mentality. Because, for one, I feel like it allows you, if someone comes with you disrespect. Yeah. Like, the good thing to do is to, like, no, blah, blah, blah. But it's very hard to do without seeming like they're belittling you. So that's why I think, like, coming back with the kind of same energy, I think it's valid. I think it's valid because it's like
it's valid, but like you guys be there talking to your faces blue and nobody's getting nothing. You're just wasting time at that point. Where it's like if you were to just keep her cool and be like, all right, I see that you're not in a receptive mood, so I'm just gonna remove myself from the equation for right now until we're both cooled off.
Yeah,
which that is the right approach, but sometimes the devil be trying you and you're like, you know what?
Wait, but the Bible never said you have to let people disrespect you.
No.
Exactly.
But at the same time, if Jesus was getting disrespected, why do you think you're any more special than him?
Okay. Fair enough. You're right. But did he let, I don't know the story, did he?
He put him in place, but in a nice way.
That's the thing that you need to learn to do. Like I feel like everyone needs to learn how to cultivate is to put people in their place when it's deserved, but in a way where it's
a nurturing way, like
a nurturing way, yeah, in a way that they can later be like, maybe they'll be angry at that point because
100%. They're always angry at that point.
Yeah, always. But like in a way when other people look at that situation, be like, oh, that was such a great way to handle it. You handled it in like a professional, proper manner. Mm-hmm. Like you weren't swearing, you didn't raise your voice, and you let it be known to them that they can't step all over you. And you're not going to stoop to their level. That's what it is. You have
to be assertive. You don't have to be aggressive, but be assertive.
Yes. Yeah, 100%, bro.
But yeah. It's just, I think just success in itself is cultivating your character at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. It's who you are. That's what makes you successful. It's who you need to be. Mm-hmm. Some people call it like your higher self.
Yeah. Or like a more enlightened self or something. Whatever word you want to use, it's the same basis.
But as long as like you can never, ever finish growing as a person.
No.
And you'll never, ever finish learning. Period. So
it's fun, bro.
It's so
that's
fun. The best part.
It's the journey, bro.
Exactly.
I'm so excited to like start new things and like to see how you're gonna be in 2 years, 5 years, and be like, oh, what did I learn? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And then someone comes up to you and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to start this. Oh, here are my tips for this and that. And like you can genuinely help people.
Exactly. It's just perspective, perspective, character.
Genuinely trying from your heart, knowing, not lying to yourself, and actually
doing it for yourself. Because when you do stuff for other people and you're not doing it for yourself, that motivation wears off real quick. When that person aggravates you. You're like, you wanted me to do this? No problem. I'm gonna drop this right now. But if you're doing it for yourself,
no one can take that away from you. Yeah.
No one.
True. Yeah. Because even sometimes if they put you in the situation where you're like, yeah, this is fine for someone else. Yeah. There comes a point where they exit the picture and it's just you and what you let someone lead you to choose. Yeah. And then you're like, I actually don't like this.
Yeah, and then you're freaking twiddling your thumbs like,
and you're like, what do I do now? Exactly. Like, it's just, you just waste time in a sense. Yeah. You waste time that you could have been maybe working towards yourself or something.
Exactly.
But also, to turn it around, it is a lesson to learn. Because if that keeps on happening to you, then you haven't learned that lesson.
You get to break that cycle. But if you're not willing to or not ready to, then you're just going to keep going through that cycle. Until you get that realization, that revelation that like, hey, I don't like this. And it keeps happening to me. What do I need to do to change it?
100%.
Like, it's one thing to acknowledge that there's a problem. There's another thing to like go and be like, oh, okay, what am I going to do to change the outcome? Because I'm not liking the outcome I'm getting right now doing what I'm doing. How do I change my actions that in turn changes my outcome? But if you just acknowledge it and you're like, okay, cool, and then keep doing the same thing, do not expect different results.
You're not going to get anything different. You're literally just looking at the problem and be like, oh, there's a leak in the house? Okay.
And then it just gets progressively worse, and then you got water damage everywhere, and then nobody wants your house. Yeah. Nobody wants me there. Everybody walks in and is like, shit, this is a mess.
Yeah.
It showed really pretty in the pictures. But
I don't know about now.
it's like, I think I'll pass on this one.
Yeah. Fair enough. You can only help people. You can also only help people if they want to be helped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a really big saying that my family says, you could bring the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Mm-hmm.
So you could give somebody all the tools that they need, but like if they are not willing to learn how to use them or know what each tool is meant for, then there's nothing more you can do. You literally can't force someone to do what you want them to do.
Exactly.
They have to learn and want it for themselves, because if they don't want it for themselves, it goes back to that conversation we just had. If they're doing it for you, at some point they're going to look and be like, I never wanted to do this for me. I was doing it for you. And then it's like, what now?
It's funny because, like, this whole situation about, like, doing it for other people is very common in, like, when, like millennial kids were going to school, and a lot of them would be like, obviously the parents, they want the best for you, but the way they do it is not in the way that's the best for that person or that child. Like every parent wants the best for the child, for sure. We'd like to think.
But sometimes what people think is the best for you isn't exactly the best for you, because at some point you don't even know who you are. So if you personally don't know who you are, then how can the person telling you what's best for you know who you are?
Exactly. And that's why a lot of these, like, kids that were, like, grew up around, I don't remember the time, but, like, the millennial kids end up going back to school later on in life, and they end up going, because I know a few that are in, like, the arts, or like something like, oh yeah, I used to love film, now I'm actually doing film. I'm in either actually physically doing it, they're like, I left my job, like, I hate it, and I'm gonna do this because this fills my soul.
I think that kind of stems from Gen Z, because they made it possible, like, hey, what's your passion? Build on that.
Yes, but also I would counter that Gen Z just doesn't give up.
Like, no, they don't care. You have to not give any.
Yeah. True.
Because we were taught to care too much.
Yeah.
We care about what people are going to think about you if you make this decision.
How will this look on you? Yeah.
Oh, care for a company that will replace you in a day.
Yeah.
If you get sick or anything like that. But, like, Gen Z's taught us in a way, okay, build on your passion. You don't have to work for somebody. You can work for yourself. There's so many different avenues for you to go down.
And they're
legitimate ones.
They're like, why would you be unhappy? They're just so straight about it. They're like, why would you be unhappy? No, but I gotta pay. And you can do this and pay your bills. Yeah, but it takes time. Then do it. Just do the work. And they're like, there comes a time where you're like, damn.
You might be onto something.
Yeah, you're onto something still.
Like, as much as we're young, we're like in between the millennials and the Gen Zs, where it's kind of like,
it's the influence, like the end of the millennial era, where we still like saw floppy disks, like know about dial-up and everything, but we weren't living in it because we were still young. And then the new Gen Zs were like, it's like, I don't know, like YouTube, or I don't even know. I feel like internet is like, still pretty disconnected. I'm not gonna lie, because they going at some wild stuff now these days. But that's every generation has their weird stuff. Yeah, like I don't think there's a perfect gen.
Yeah, some will say the new generation is too sensitive. Some will say the old generation is too insensitive. Like, there's no balance for anybody. It's kind of chew the hay, spit the sticks. What works for you works for you. What doesn't. Exactly. No one's forcing you to go a route, which I think this new generation is really showing us. No, you don't have to be who you think you have to be. Just be who you are. Exactly.
I think things like they get overcorrected too much sometimes. So I feel like eventually it'll go. There are obviously cases of extremes where, like, they go too much into one thing, they leave their job and everything, but they don't have anything solid. It's all a dream.
There's no
nothing
plan.
concrete. Exactly. But you need to learn how to navigate these things and know when to bring out the planning side of you, and then when to bring out the dream side of you, like to balance these different entities, and then not to be too planning where like where you neglect one side or the other. Like it's a constant battle you have to like try to balance, and sometimes you can't balance it, but just know when to bring one in and to take one out in situations.
Know what tools to use for what job you need to do. Like, I don't know much about tools. I don't even know. I think I know what a wrench is. Like,
I think I've seen one.
I know what a power drill is. But like I said, I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know what tools to use for what. But if someone were to sit down and teach me, and I'm in a willing to learn mindset, then at that point I'll be like, okay, I know I need to use this for this and that for that. But if you're not willing to learn, you're literally gonna sit there with all the tools and be like, I can't build anything. Life is so hard.
It's hard for everyone, bro. Everyone got their battles to fight. Their fattles to fight.
Their fattles to fight.
Battles to fight.
I'm gonna start saying that. I have fightles my fight. Battles my fight.
It's not. Don't worry about it. I don't think that's gonna get us anywhere.
No.
But yeah, no, it's just, success, perspective. It all comes back to that. If you don't want to be unhappy, then don't be.
Don't. It's really that easy.
Make choices in your life where you don't be happy. Don't be happy. Where you make choices in your... I can't word it properly. Choices in life that lead to your happiness. As simple as that.
And it doesn't have to be like a big step like, oh my goodness, quit your job now, move across country with like $200 in your pocket.
Yeah, some people can do that. Some people can do that.
Some people can do that. Some people can pull that off. I know for myself,
I can't. No. The anxiety, way too much. The instability. Ooh.
But it could be small steps like registering your business, starting to build a clientele, and then at the point where you have enough clientele, you're like, okay, I can fully quit my job to make my company my full-time job.
Exactly.
If that's the route for you. Some people are like, no, I'm going to quit and I'm going to just jump right into it.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump into the deep end and I'm going to figure out how to swim.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody's different. Some people are risk takers. Some people aren't.
There's nothing wrong with either way. Just whatever way you feel that you can get to that point.
Yeah. But like, don't sit there and be unhappy and then complain about being unhappy and still do the same things that make you unhappy.
Yeah.
And like when someone puts it that way for you, it sounds
bad, but like it's, when you look at it, it's like, yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. It's like you kind of have to dumb it down for yourself and be like, oh my goodness, I'm doing this to myself. Like I'm really doing this to myself. I had a choice and I'm making the choice to be unhappy. So what can I do that will make me happy? I'm saying happy, not comfortable. Because we always have to get out of our comfort zone in some ways to evolve, to grow.
You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's good.
I think someone might have said it already. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, someone already said it. But no, it's a good line to remember, to be comfortable be comfortably uncomfortable. Just because it's how you grow. There's no growth without being at least slightly uncomfortable or being 100%. Because you're going into the unknown in a place that you don't have any knowledge to learn how to navigate those waters.
Yeah.
Like, which is why you're in an uncomfortable situation, because you don't know that. And there's like, you have to give yourself grace as well. Yeah. Being like, I might, step over, I might drown a little bit, but I'm gonna learn how to swim.
You might have to donkey paddle for a little bit, like
donkey paddle,
doggy paddle.
I was like, donkey paddle is wild. Sorry.
I don't know what time
late.
it is, but
It's very early or late. I don't even know what it is anymore.
Oh shoot, it's 4:30.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's fine. Some people are waking up for work right now.
It's okay, you know, out here. But anyways, do you have any other lingering thoughts at all?
No, it's just back to success and perspective and following your purpose and being happy. Like, all of those things, they cannot be separated. They're all intertwined in some way.
One way or another.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. It's just perspective in real life. Do what you want. But anyways, I believe we will be ending this around here. Thanks for tuning in. It's kind of our first official
pod
out, just because we've had other ones up, like not up, but we filmed other ones that just didn't make the cut for technical reasons. Literally could not get it up. But
we're learning.
We're learning.
Learning process.
Exactly.
We're having fun with it.
Exactly. You know.
Sometimes
I feel a little awkward pauses here and there, but you know, we're trying our best to talk. It's weird to talk to a camera.
It's really weird.
Like, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm like, oh my god, it's a camera. I feel like it's another person.
I'm like, should I be looking into?
Should I be looking? Yeah, I know.
Should I be looking into your eyes, or should I be looking into your eyes?
Which eyes? But yeah, I guess tune in for we'll have some other episodes up soon. Hopefully, this will be up as soon as possible. It will be. There is no other option.
It's yes or yes.
Aggressive success. Yes or yes. Yeah, I say that all the time. It's yes or yes, no other option. Yes. But yeah, well, thanks for tuning in. We are the Unity Podcast. I'm I don't know what name to use. Well, I'm Connie.
And I'm Deja. And if you like the little conversations that we have, we really want to treat this as, like, in a way, it's kind of like journaling. And, like, having those little rants with your best friend in the middle of the night, or, like, when you just get this revelation. It's like, I need to share this with somebody.
I don't think we established we're best friends either.
Oh, yes. We've known each other for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Just quick overview. Middle school, grade 6. Hated each other. Ended up.
Okay, you hated me more. I just didn't care for you. Actually, no, I thought you were a bitch. Never mind. Sorry, my bad.
You hated me. You thought I was a rich bitch.
I thought you were a rich bitch. You came up with your bench jacket out here. I'm like, who the fuck does this she think she is out here with her bench jacket?
Everybody thinks I'm bougie. I'm not bougie. Actually, I am a little bit bougie, but
it's okay. You can be fine. It's okay.
It's fine.
That's your reality. That's yours.
Yeah. Connie's the more down to earth one. She's the nicer one.
I want to be.
Two of us,
I'd like to be more aggressive,
nicer
though. I want to be more aggressive.
You're learning.
Yes, I am.
You're learning. She used to be all bark, no bite. Now she got a little bit of a bite to her.
I got a nibble. I'm learning how to nibble now. But yeah, it's just perspective.
But yeah, I wasn't a fan of her, and then we ended up moving into the same building,
crazy,
right across the hall from each other.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden we were like best friends.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I don't even know how.
I don't know. I
can't remember for the life of me. We just eventually, I think there's a point where I looked at you, I'm like, I think you're my best friend. I think so too.
I just established that in my mind. I'm like, whether she likes it or not, she's just going to be my best friend. Yeah. It is what it is. Like,
yeah.
You know, you don't have another option.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
It's set. Oh, I'm glad. You're chill. You're chill to be around.
Thanks.
I genuinely enjoy your presence, and that says something.
I genuinely enjoy your presence. I miss you when you leave me.
I know, me too. I'm like, now what do I do? It's like,
I just start twiddling my thumbs. I'm like, okay, should I call her? Like, is that too needy? Like, you just left. Like, I just dropped you off. Or like you just pulled out of my driveway. It's like, no, I'll just wait.
And then that's where these conversations come up. We literally like call each other. Someone's calling. I'm like, and then it's funny because we have conversations sometimes, and then we'll go podcast topic. Like, someone write it down.
Yeah, you usually write it down because I'm just like, I'm gonna remember it later, and later comes, and Deja does not remember it.
Yeah, there's 2 ideas that I was like, yeah, I remember it. No, they're not. I still have my book over there. It's not in it. It's okay. It'll come back. There'll be a better one.
Ego.
Actually, yeah, I need to write that down. That'll be probably not the next topic, but that's a topic we've talked about a lot, about ego, and I'm not even gonna get into it now.
Not even just like talked about it, experienced it.
Yes.
Not our finest moments.
Yeah, in ourselves and others sometimes. I feel like once you recognize it in yourself, you can check it in other people as well. Yeah. You're like, yeah, you're talking out of ego right now, and a lot of times you're like,
oh, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Oh, like, whatever.
You see. That's where it's coming from. Exactly. And then they sit back and like, oh, maybe you're on to something. Yeah.
Again, like being open and stuff. Okay, this is a whole other topic we're not going to get into just because like we want content for the rest, right? Yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Hope to hear. We don't hear about anyone, but hope to see
your comments. Give suggestions. Like
if there's any topic that like someone has an idea, like, let's talk about this,
or you want to hear our perspective on it.
That'd be
ideal. I think we got some like
got bare content anyway. You're like writing down already.
I think our perspectives are somewhat different from a lot of people nowadays, so I don't know, I like to compare other people's perspectives because sometimes it shows you stuff too where it's like, I never would have looked at it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's been times where you're like, Dej, like, hey, did you ever think that this would come across like this? And I'm there like, absolutely not. Who would think that I would say something like that? Yeah. And you're like, well, that's what it was giving.
That's what it was giving right now.
It's like, no, that's not what I meant. So then it's kind of like a reality check in the same way, too.
Sometimes, yeah. We talk to each other and stuff. But thanks for tuning in. I guess we'll just end it off here.
Have a great day. Good night.
Good night. You know what? Have a great time.
Just have a great life.
Yep, sounds good. All right, bye.